Hello, my loves. This is the deck that I will be using today that I just got. I got these and the ones from my last reading, the healing messages, the emotional cards. I got them both from Five Below. These are so stinking cute. Today's messages are going to be from Lord Hades, keeper of the underworld. And for those of you who think he could be cruel or evil because he has something to do with the underworld, the only thing cruel about the underworld or the dark world, it's for people who accept their darkness and aren't afraid to face that. So if you fear darkness or you feel death, stick around, you might learn something about it. That's what he wants to say. So these are different daisies with cute little different emotions. This is what the front looks back like. That's what the back looks like, or vice versa. For some reason, it's almost like I don't want to speak. So maybe you've had some deaths in your life that have made you feel like you can't talk about it. My voice is trying to go out. I'm going to take that as a confirmation. Now let's read your stone. There are many times where you felt alone in this world. I'm being drawn to this tiny little unique dot. You know, there's a reason why there's no one like you. It's because no one else is supposed to take up your space, your place, and you are to remember that. I'm actually getting a headache all of a sudden, so some of you could be having migraine issues or health issues. If you are, I heard it could be like kidney stones or something like that. Like maybe some of you have been having issues with that. That's a very specific message for someone. I'm seeing an eye. A lot of people feel the need to keep an eye on you or watch you because you're very unique and they don't really know what you're gonna do. Like you sparkle and shine in your own way. Like all these different sides aren't really super sparkly, but this one really shines. You really stand out to people, so if you're confused as to why they look at you, it's because you're really unique and powerful and you stand out. I'm actually seeing a ghost, like Casper the ghost moving across. So you could be someone who sees the dead or someone who could be a medium or a psychic like myself. I'm claircognizant and I see entities. It's usually not people. It's usually more like, we'll call them creatures. Like I see fairies or angels or entities, so you could have that ability as well. And if you don't think you do, try to see if you have this ability. If something's always felt like it's missing, or you feel like you see things in a flash and then it's gone, then they want me to tell you you have these capabilities, and don't be afraid. As long as you embrace them, they'll embrace you. And I can honestly attest to that. I used to be so terrified of spirits. If I'm honest, I'm afraid of the dark to this day because I have shadow people who come see me when I sleep, and I often have a lot of nightmares. It's very rare I'll have like a really wholesome dream. So if you can resonate with that, it just means you're extremely powerful and you go to different realms in your dreams and you're kind of conquering the spirit world in your dreams. Wow, that's amazing. This is the energy of the stone. Now, what are Hades' messages for number 1? Knock, knock, Hades, I'm knocking at your door. He said not anymore. Alright, number 1, number 2, or number 3. Let's get 2 for number 1. Hades is a deity that has really helped me understand the concept behind what it means to move on from something. Not just death, but like people, places, things in general, and how to transmute that energy. So if you struggle with that, you could work with him. 2 for number 2. He said 2, 2, 2. It's on you. Number 2, I feel like someone tried to pin something on you, but it's about to stick to them like glue. And 2 for number 3. I almost said 3 for 3. So, number 3, something's been happening in your life that doesn't make sense to you. And you can expect 3 big events that are really going to change you in the next coming days to this next week, like that time frame. So let's get 3 cards for number 3. I almost said number 2. 2 cards for number 3. Wow. Number 3. You can expect to feel really overwhelmed and confused because I had my shit totally together until your pile. And now my mind is kind of a little bit all over the place. So it doesn't feel like a negative energy though, if I'm honest. It just kind of feels like, I don't know, maybe it kind of leaves you at a loss for words, and maybe you're normally someone who has a lot to say. So let's also get a message from Hades for my divine collective, my beautiful collective. I'll take 1 card, please and thank you. He says don't get distracted. I'm trying not to get distracted, I promise. But I'll take the card that falls out and the card on the bottom of the deck, please and thank you. Hades is actually a very patient deity, if I'm honest. He really teaches you to just kind of like rest and contemplate and sit in your own energy. So, this is what he has to say to the full collective at the end. Right, number 1, number 2. I heard or scattered, number 3. It's okay to be a bit scattered. No one's perfect and everyone goes through things. It's just your time to learn something new. Turn a challenge into progress, I say. Number 1. You have all these sweet little happy daisies and the 9 of hearts. I'm seeing the 9 of cups. You can expect a wish fulfillment that has been coming in. It's been coming in. Like maybe you've been feeling different and your energy shifts, or maybe you've done some shifting subliminals or shifting meditations. It's really kind of the message I'm getting. Like you have definitely made some changes that have resurfaced as partial wish fulfillment. It's like you wanted to be a new person. And then we have the King of Spades. I want to say this was on the bottom of the deck when I took this out. So I would say this reading would most resonate with you. I'm getting a migraine again. Your crown chakra right now is so crazy blocked because you have a deep intuition and you can see things. So if your intuition feels stupid right now, you're being blocked on purpose so you don't ruin your surprise. He says, don't ruin the surprise. I won't ruin the surprise, okay? But you can expect some pentacles. That's all I'm going to say. Your money will level up. He said that's a bit much. But that's all I'm going to say. Your reading is very hush-hush and very secretive. If you keep getting headaches or you keep not feeling good, and if something feels off inside, it is your angels, your guides, your ancestors are totally blocking your intuition for a really fun, happy, amazing surprise that will make you feel wealthier and happier and healthier. So get ready for a wish fulfillment. Number 1. Anything else? He says act surprised. Act surprised. He said I spoiled some of the surprise. It did not. Anyways, many blessings, number one. Many blessings. I didn't do it. I didn't do much. Okay. Man. Number two, you could be kind of a jokester. You might like to play around. We have, I wanted to say the Queen of Hearts. It is the Queen of Hearts. Interesting. I'm hearing that rhyme. The Queen of Tarts. She made some hearts, all on a summer's day. But the Knave of Hearts, he stole those tarts and took them clean away. So you might love nursery rhymes, you might love fairy tales, you might love Alice in Wonderland. You do have a big, strong, beautiful heart. You change other people's minds with the way you view the world. They're telling me rose-colored glasses, but you see things for what they are, so it's almost like you see the truth through rose-colored glasses. And what I mean by that is like viewing the situation as optimistic instead of pessimistic. Like, let's say you wanted to go eat your favorite food at your favorite restaurant and you finally got paid and you could go do it. But you get there and the restaurant's like closed for repairs or something. And you, instead of being like, oh, this sucks so much, I was so looking forward to that, you either say, you know what, I'll just drive by it every now and then, or call about it and see if anybody else knows anything, or I'll go get food from another restaurant, a new restaurant. I'll try something new and I bet I'll enjoy that too, and maybe it can be my new place to go whenever I'm hungry. Like, you just really have a beautiful way of looking at things. Oh my goodness, number two, you have the King of Hearts. Number two, you are attracting a whole lot of people who are crushing on you because of the way you view things, because your soul is so beautiful. Fairy said you better bring that right here. For some of you, if you met someone recently who knocked your socks off, like in the last 1 or 2 days, they're coming towards you now. For others of you, expect to meet someone very kind and generous and very uplifting like yourself. You are attracting your soul family. You are attracting your soul tribe. You are going to be attracting more people who think like you, who will agree with you, who will work with you on your goals. I'm like clutching my throat right now, and I don't know why. It's almost like for so long you've said so many things and no one has agreed with you. Expect to meet a lot of people who do agree with you. It's just you had some stagnant energy that you needed to clear out. You had some past people that you had to let go of. I'm kind of getting maybe you switched up your routine, like the way you eat or something to do with your dietary health. Like maybe you've lost some weight or something. I don't know how to describe it. Your body formation has changed and it's attracted someone with like a similar body type, a similar mind type. It's almost like you had to be aligned specifically for specific people. Like I said, for some people you're attracting someone in love with you. For the rest of you, you're attracting your soul tribe. If you're not in touch with your spiritual family on the other side, they're really gonna come knocking at your door and showing you signs. Like, expect a lot of things to fall randomly and it not to make sense. Your spiritual family is knocking at your door to be like, hey, you're literally gonna have people who are gonna come into your life unexpectedly, just like we're knocking unexpectedly. And these people are gonna knock on your door and give you new opportunities. I'm being told to point towards the door. Your door is opening. Number 2. Haley says don't say anymore. Okay. So I was actually going to ask him if he had anything else to say. But he says no. So you could be very blunt, number 2, and people really appreciate that. Like, you're blunt but sweet. How would I describe that? He said you can't you? It's almost like you make a joke out of the bluntness. Like, let's say you're making a joke, like you're gonna, I don't know. Let's say you go to hug a tree and someone looks at you and they're like, really? You couldn't hug me? And you're just like, nope, I was just hanging around with the right company. Like some kind of fucked up joke like that, but like you're basically saying in a very blunt as fuck way, like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Like, I'm happy right now, don't mess with it. You can go, I'll take the company of the tree over you if that's how you're gonna act. Like, don't be jealous of the tree, it's a tree, like, it's not going anywhere. It's like, people find this very cute and endearing about you. I just had to add that. That just kind of popped in my frontal cortex, whatever that means. Maybe some of you study medicine or terminology, or you like using different terminology. I'm kind of getting you might like fancy words to confuse people, like you have a cranial rectal inversion. That basically means you have your head up your ass. So maybe you say things to people like that. It's not my fault you have a cranial rectal inversion. Excuse me, you got your head up your ass. Like, you're like that blunt. Anyways, these are your messages. Number 2, many blessings. Hades is like, that's enough. We have the 2 of daisies, the 2 of spades. Number 3, you felt like you met your match at some point, but this person let you down, whoa. You could have a very deep voice, like, maybe, I'm kind of getting, for some of you, whether you're masculine, feminine, energy primarily, whatever you identify as, like, people like the sound of your voice. It has like a deepness, a rich tone to it. And then we have the 8 of hearts, or the 8 of daisies. I feel so happy in your pile, number 3. You make a lot of people happy. Expect someone to do you a favor or show you a small gesture of kindness that really touches your little heart, your little soul, really gets it palpitating, really gets it going. Seriously, we don't want heart palpitations, you guys. I don't like those words. They're like, then change it. Okay. I'm hearing that song. If you don't like your life, then you should go and change it. Like, you try to uplift people in a way that's like not toxic but playful. Like, let's think of an example. Let's say you knitted a scarf and you did it all backwards. And you're like, great, I have to start all over. This is awful. Okay. And then a person comes over to you and says, just make one day of the year backwards scarf day. Create a new tradition. Hello, it'll be fun for everyone. See who can make the most messed up scarf. Like, that's how you come across to people. Like, you're just positive and bright and loud, and I'm hearing boisterous. I think that's how you say it. Boisterous, I think, is how you say it. And if you don't know what boisterous means, then today's your lucky day to go look up the meaning of boisterous. You didn't know you were going to get a word of the day, but there it is. And if you already know what it means, then all the more power to you. Really. Number 3. You're just really happy and people don't get it. Like, your happiness confuses the effing piss out of people. Like, it irritates them in a good way. It's like someone poking you just to give you $100 bill, and they're like, damn, I shouldn't have been mad at them. I didn't know they were gonna give me that great gift. Like, you're a gift to people. By the time you walk away, your packaging is just a little different. You might look strange to people, or people act strange around you. I don't know. It's like, I'm kind of getting there's something unique about your look. Like, you could have like a giant gauge in your lip, or you could have tattoos on your face, or there's something about your appearance, like, that really throws people off. You could have really intense, penetrating eyes. You could have larger than life hands. You could have excessively large feet, and people are just like, whoa, how do you find shoes? You know, like, the way you look and your personality don't match. Like, you seem strange to people and you're a loner. So, well, that's what people assume about you. That doesn't make it true, but maybe you are. But you come across to people as someone kind of otherworldly and kind of like a lone wolf vibe. And then you start opening your mouth and it just sounds so happy and wonderful, and people just feel a brand new experience. It's like, oh, I experienced you as this person, and then I experienced you as another person. Like, be proud of your duality, and you should definitely get some kicks out of the fact that you seriously disturb people in all the best ways. And I know the word disturb isn't normally supposed to be used in happy circumstances, but it completely and totally fits you, and I agree with Hades, so I'm going to use the word. You disturb people in the best way possible. They're like, yes, please disturb me. Disturb me at all times. I want to get down with your sickness, your happy sickness. And I'm not talking about like toxic positivity, like you infect people with happiness. Like, you touch their hearts, their souls, their minds with, like, I just heard orgasm of happy. Like, you just really release those endorphins. Okay, this is getting a little interesting. Some people may be very attracted to you. When they meet you, they kind of fall in love with your personality, even if they don't fall in love with you, like, at first glance. Lord Hades says, that's it for you, number 3. He says you got the most out of it. Good job. Really? These are your messages from Hades. Number 3. Many blessings. That man is hilarious. Or that deity. My bad. If you stayed for the collective reading, the collective message from Hades, we have the 3 of daisies, the 3 of diamonds. I saw 3, 4, 5, 6, and someone climbing upstairs. So you are slowly leveling up, but you don't feel like it. Like, notice how the first one, their eyes are closed. They're not awake to their experience. And notice how they are awake to their experience. And then they're shining so bright, they need sunglasses for themselves. Okay. Like, that's gonna be you before you know it. I almost said number 3, but 3 is the number of change. 3 stepping stones towards a better life for you, my beautiful collective. And then the other card, we have the Ace of Clover, this big sun. I'm actually seeing the Ace of Pentacles with this one. Expect to feel like you have new, fresh energy in the next few days. And expect to see something going on that not everybody else is seeing. Both these bitches is side-eyeing number 1. They're both side-eyeing. Like, now that I realize it, check it out. They're side-eyeing them. They're side-eyeing them. They're side-eyeing them. Like, interesting. Number 2 is the only pile that's like, whatever, I'm gonna face towards this way. So I'm kind of getting with this collective in general. Maybe you've been looking at other people's progress instead of your own. I'm kind of... Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so I said okay like a bunch of times. I was trying to figure it out, and then Hades was like, you have been distracting yourself from your own progress. You haven't given yourself the full acknowledgement you deserve, so we're going to do that right now. Claps for you. Claps for everyone here. We're acknowledging you. We're acknowledging that you're trying, that you're growing, that you're forever changing, and you have an ace up your sleeve whether you know it or not. While we have Queen, King, Ace. He's telling me he wants different advice for different people, so if you chose number 1 in the end message, people are going to be looking at you and you're not going to be looking at them. They're just going to be looking at the mirror and seeing how much you've grown. If you chose number 2, you've already aced your enemies and you know there's no point in looking back or looking up or looking down or looking all around because what you want is right in front of you. If you chose number 3, you're just the biggest old ball of sunshine anybody could shine out of. Like, you get so bright and so happy, all the negative people are just going to want to squeal and run away like a bunch of little piggies. And they're going to go looking for other energy they can eat instead and gobble it up. Because yours is too good for them. Nice. Any more messages, Lord Hades? He says, bloom in your own way. He says, grow through the storms. He's saying a message that doesn't make sense of me. He's saying, like, get down with your own sickness, infect yourself, like, put things into yourself that, like, injects things permanently into you. It's kind of hard to understand, if I'm honest. Like, let's say you have a disease of sadness inside you and you can't make it go away. So inject happiness into it to take the sadness away. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's weird. Maybe for some of you, you've tried to hide your pain behind sadness, and they want there to be real happiness, not hidden pain. For someone specific, if you recently had someone pass away, they are definitely watching over you and they don't want you to be worried about them anymore. For some of you, you could feel like you're at death's door. I'm hearing that song, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door, but it says, knock, knock, knocking on death's door. For some of you, it feels like you might have been at the brink of death many times. I can definitely relate to that. I'm definitely getting like you've transformed yourself a lot of times, and you've definitely had a lot of hardships that you've had to just kind of like bust through in your own unique way. I guess this message is more so just like put more of yourself into yourself. Put your abilities and your energy into you and not necessarily the world around you. Did I get that right? He told me yes, I did. Well, I appreciate that. I'm seeing the river Styx. I'm hearing from The Witcher, toss a coin to your witcher, like the river Styx, and toss a coin to your witcher. For those of you who are practicing witches, throw a coin in a bowl of water. And say, Hades, I command my prosperity to grow. He says expect to see like 10 cents or $10. Expect to see the number 10 to like appear in your money. And that will be the sign that you need from your ancestors. It's almost like your ancestors want to show something off to you. Like you can make money out of water, or you're more abundant than you feel like. I feel like the message is at the tip of my tongue, but they're not giving it to me. It's an experience that's magical that they want you to perceive. If you're not a witch and you want to try that, feel free. Just make sure you're respectful of the deity Hades and that you do say things as they are. And don't be rude, especially if you want a higher number. Trust me on that. Hades don't play. He can be playful. He can be fun. However, he has seen all the hardships there are to see. I know he's definitely seen a lot of mine. So if you're going through a hardship right now, go get a cup of water, throw a coin in it. I'm seeing a quarter. If you don't have a quarter, he likes silver. He likes shiny silver things. He likes shiny silver coins. Toss it in the water. Say, Lord Hades, I command you to bring me prosperity. Say it nicely. And if you say please, he might throw in another gift in there. He can be very generous. It just depends on his mood, really. Right now he's doing pretty good because he actually made some jokes with me, so I'm totally cool with it. The headache's coming back again, though. I totally blame pile 1 for that, because I've only had headaches before pile 1's reading, during their reading, and at the very end. So, pile 1. I heard go get your head checked. Maybe you hit your head, or maybe mentally you're not feeling good. Like, take better care of your mental health. If you're getting migraines, go see a doctor about it. Like, seriously. Because it's a really sharp pain. That's intense. As a healer, it's hard to feel these energies sometimes, or the pain you guys go through. But it's worth it if it helps you. Anything else, Hades? He said don't die on me now. He's talking to me, not you. I'm getting sleepy. It's getting close to my bedtime. He's actually really enjoying this attention, if I'm honest. He says not everybody loves him, but he's happy for the love he gets. Oh, that's so stinking cute. Anyway, these are your messages from Hades. We love you. He specifically said say that. Headache keeps coming back. Many blessings to all. We love you. Magi Goddess loves you. Look forward to the next one, my pretties. He said to say that. It's funny.